Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to your reading lesson on Thursday, the 4th of March, which is World Book Day. Now, don't worry, we will be celebrating World Book Day when we're all together later on in this academic year, but I thought we should definitely talk about it today because lots of people will be celebrating it all over the world. So what's your favourite book and why do you like it? Now, our learning for today is to explain. So to be successful, we will be able to read a different version of the fable that we are doing, Town Mouse and Country Mouse, and give our opinion. We will be able to make comparisons within the text, that is saying how something is similar, and we'll be able to find the differences through the word contrasting. So for our starter, can you match the books to the author? So we've got James and the Giant Peach, Green Eggs and Ham, The Snail and the Whale, and Farmer Boy. Pause the video and have a think. Right, so did you get them right? Let's match them up. So James and the Giant Peach, hopefully you knew, goes to Roald Dahl. Have you read any of these books? Do you have a favourite one? Green Eggs and Ham goes to Dr. Seuss. The Snail and the Whale is Julia Donaldson. And Farmer Boy is Laura Ingalls Wilder. I haven't read that one, so let me know if you have done. So we're going to read a different version of the Town Mouse and the Country Mouse now. Okay, and remember we're comparing how the fable is similar, so the one we've been reading from Monday to Wednesday, and we are contrasting how they're different. Okay, so think about that as we read along. Once upon a time, a town mouse took a trip to the countryside where he met a country mouse. The country mouse invited the town mouse to his humble home for dinner. They sat down to eat a dinner of fresh peas and corn. The town mouse tried to be polite, but the country mouse realised that he didn't like the country food. "I've tried it, but this food is boring," the town mouse said. "You should come and sample the delicious food in town." "Okay, then I will," replied the country mouse. They set off excitedly for the town, scurrying as quickly as they could. Soon they arrived at the town mouse's house and headed straight for the cupboard. Inside there were jars of jam, chutney, rice, pasta, and much more. The country mouse was amazed at what they had found. All of a sudden, the kitchen door swung open and the cook walked in. Terrified, the mice stopped eating, jumped out of the cupboard, and raced across to the mouse hole. Eventually, when the coast was clear, the mice ventured out to find more food. This time they went to the pantry and found a jar of prunes to eat. "I've never eaten anything like it," exclaimed the country mouse. "Thank you, town mouse." The country mouse was munching through the prunes when the town mouse suddenly whispered, "Quiet." The cat had crept into the kitchen. The mice tiptoed back to the hole. They went to the cellar. There was even more food. There were cheeses, meats, bags of fruit, and even more. The country mouse saw a tasty-looking piece of cheese in the corner. He ran towards it and was about to eat it. "Stop!" yelled the town mouse. "It's a mouse trap." With that, the country mouse grabbed his things and went on his way. "I think it's time for me to go," he explained. "There are too many shocks here. I'd rather eat my boring food in peace than eat delicious food while surrounded by danger." And the moral has been written here that it is better to have a little and live in peace than have a lot and live in fear. Okay, so some vocabulary that might help you for comparison: a simile, likewise, in the same way, as well, to, in common. And in contrast, for differences, we've got but, although, however, in contrast, instead, except, and on the contrary. Where do you think on the other hand would go? That's right, it would go in the green one for contrasting. So, do you realise we use the skill of explaining a lot in real life? You probably do it without even realising. If you're asked to get a blue jumper from the cupboard, you will find it easily if the other jumpers are not blue. However, if there are 3 blue jumpers, you will need more guidance to find the one you want. And this is where comparing and contrasting comes in. So part of this skill of explaining is comparing and contrasting. What will you need to know? Well, you must explain exactly which jumper you would like in order to get the right one. So you need to know about similarities and differences. Applying this skill in reading helps us to understand characters and settings, and indeed the whole text even more. So what was different from Monday's version of the fable to today's, and what was similar? So generically, in general, today's fable was a lot shorter or longer. Which one was it? That's right, it was shorter. Did it still have the same meaning? Yes, I think so. So did it make a difference to the meaning, changing it slightly? No. But are there things that couldn't be changed? Have a think about that. Now start at the beginning and work through. So tell me how they're similar. Well, you could say they are similar because they both begin with the mice going to the countryside. But how are they different? Well, the first fable states that both mice went to the fields to play, whereas today's fable says the town mouse took a trip to the countryside. It doesn't say that he specifically went there to play. You've got to go to Teams in a minute and you've got to write some similarities and differences by comparing and contrasting. So have a little think. You can look at the names, what was different from Monday's version. You could think about what they eat, and you could think about what or who scares Country Mouse. There are lots of other things you can think about, but there are just some pointers. Okay, good luck with your learning today about comparing and contrasting, and I will see you tomorrow for some mixed comprehensions on this fable and something similar. Okay, bye-bye.